Another critical point is research. It is so important to understand as much as you can about the market you're about to enter if you're going to minimise risk. Yes, being an entrepreneur is about taking risk. You can minimise that risk by fully understanding what you're about to do. That involves market research, understanding your customer, knowing what the market's all about, where I'm going to get the products from. It's all the research that you should identify very, very early on. What do I need to know? In addition to that, you also need to know the numbers that you need to know. So it's no good just guessing, well, there's probably a few million people out there who will probably buy the product. Make sure you're very specific. You come up with a list, the key information you need to find out. Go and find out, and don't make your decision to enter that market until you've got all of that information.
Who would get the most money if tables were turned and you had to pitch an idea in the den?
I don't think you said Deborah.
Who is the most stubborn in the den?
I actually agreed.
Who looks more intimidating in the den?
I'm hesitating, but I probably do, sadly.
Who is more likely to team up with another dragon for an investment?
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair one, yeah.
Did we go
Yeah.
Who has the best working wardrobe?
Yay!
Which of you is the stingiest in the den?
Neither. Where's my neither paddle?
I think that's fair. Did you go neither? I wouldn't say either of us are stingy. We're just competitive.
We're just very generous, big-hearted people.
Who makes the flashiest purchases?
Oh. Yeah.
Who takes the longest in hair and makeup on set?
Oh, shut up!
To be fair, I was lying. I definitely take longer than Peter.
Who has had the most successful investment since the den started?
Just Google it. Can we have one more question, because we quite like this?
Who is more likely to get their investment chosen against Duncan Bannatyne?
Oh, either. Both.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You had your downs as well as very substantial ups, didn't you?
Well, I think the downs are as important in life as the ups, but it's how you handle those downs. The downs never stopped me. The downs made me think, didn't like that failing. I really don't like that feeling. What do I learn from it? And therefore, what do I go on and do differently?
Rather than it knocking you out, it inspired you to have another go, did it?
Absolutely. Oddly, I think the disliking the downs outweighed the enjoying the highs. So I kind of focus more on, I don't want to do that again. I want to get it right.
I never stood at the beginning of my journey thinking, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I stood at the beginning of my journey thinking, I actually can't work for anybody. So my only real choice was to actually set out in business on my own. And then I learnt through my business experience that actually I enjoyed the moments of, yes, we did it. And I actually, oddly, enjoyed the really difficult moments where you think, oh, what have I done? What have I done? Because what entrepreneurs do is that they don't see barriers, they do see around them. It's amazing the amount of entrepreneurs that I know that are dyslexic, and I believe that's because they've always had to think around things. They've had to find a different way to do things, and that is something an entrepreneur does. One of the things I was asked to talk about today is some of the barriers that I've come across. Do you know, I don't think I have. And I obviously have, but it's kind of part of life. It's what you do as an entrepreneur. You get a problem, you look at it, and you talk to people, and you walk around a bit, and you think, that's how we can solve that. And then you move on. You don't stand there for hours thinking, oh, wasn't that difficult? And didn't we do well? You just get on with it. And for me, that is a really, really important part of when you're running a business, because, we all know it can get really, really tough. I mean, role models are really, really important. I could name you a lot of people that I meet every day. And some of them are people I'm invested in, some of the people I've worked alongside with. you wouldn't know any of them. Because when I walk through life, what I've realised is nobody has it all. And when we look at role models, we tend to think, that's it, that's the person I want to be. Trust me, however many times Evan says I'm the expert in everything, I'm not. Nobody has it all. But what I do realise is that people in life that I meet do something extraordinary, and I think, that was brilliant. That was fantastic. And I pick up that information, I put it in my toolbox, and when I need it, I'll remember, I'll go back to them and I think, that was brilliant. So my role models don't have names. They have moments and experiences, and there are people who I could just roll off and you think, who's she talking about? And that's my tip to you. Don't look for that in one person that you can say, that's who I want to be. Look across the range and think, that's the moment, that's the person I want. I remember that. I remember how they dealt with that.
Don't fool yourself. Be absolutely honest and clear over your idea. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Why am I doing it? What is my motivation? This is essential in every walk in life, but it's absolutely crucial for entrepreneurs. I can remember times in my business life where I've actually done things because I wanted to do them. I had to convince myself that it was a brilliant idea simply because I wanted to do it. And there's a world of difference between actually taking a cool, critical look at what it is you're about to do and then getting passionate. I hear a lot said about passion. Passion is absolutely brilliant, but being passionate too early can be a very, very dangerous thing.
Overall, that very thumbnail sketch of a very interesting and very inspiring life, what do you think you've learnt most? I mean, what would you do differently, in other words?
Do you know, I wouldn't do anything differently, because I think getting things wrong as we've just talked about, getting things wrong is as important as getting things right. So I wouldn't change anything, because actually I have learnt a lot. And the thing that I've learnt is I know what I value in life. I know what's important to me. I know what I want to spend my time doing. I know the differences that I want to make. And more important, I absolutely know what I don't want to do.
And do you think that people should go for something that they feel comfortable with?
Definitely. I think in business it's really important, well, I think, to be good at something, you have to enjoy it, you have to love it. But the truth is, I'm sure there's many things that, I didn't know I was going to enjoy dancing. I didn't discover that till I was 55. So there's many things in life that you can enjoy, but if you do find something, then that sets you on your way. It sets you in good stead if you actually like the thing you're doing.
I like the line, and I think this is great, that I'm not always nice, but I'm always fair.
Yeah, I can be quite tough, and I know that. But to be honest, I could go for the populist vote. I know what people will want me to say. I know the nice thing to say, but actually I think it's quite unkind to lead people to believe that they should carry on with something that actually is going to fail. So I think I'm doing my job, I think I'm doing the right thing by saying, don't do that. But I'm going to say something else about business. And I think it's the most important thing that I have learnt. Before you start your business or in your early days, think about why you're doing it. Everybody in this room will have a different reason. And if it is just to make money, you're a business person. If it's because of something else, if it's because of a passion, if it's because you've seen something that you really, really want to do and you've got a burning desire to do it, that tips you into being an entrepreneur. Because being in business is I'm going to put this a different way. Business is about creating the thing for you that you want out of your life. And it's that old adage of, am I working to live or am I living to work? And business is your tool to create that life. The trouble is, as we get into business, as business gets bigger and as it grows, we can forget that. We can forget the reason we started in the first place, and we can get completely overcome with all of the issues and the problems that we have. So before you start, or at the very early stages of your journey, think to yourselves, why am I doing this? What is my motivation? And write yourself a letter. Because in those tough and hard times, when we've all had them, we've all think, I cannot believe I've got myself into it, that is the letter you need to get out, and you need to remember. And also you need to remember in the times when your customers are looking at you in a very confused way, saying, I don't recognise you anymore. You're not what you told me you were. You need to get that letter out again, and you need to see the promises you've made to yourself, and you need to see the promises you've made to your customers.